to another episode of Dropkick Basement, your favorite pro wrestling history podcast. My name is Mike Madden. I am joined, as always, by my tag team partner, Tom Schultz. Tom, we had a barn burner of a last episode of a bash tour in July, and we're rolling into what is our second part two of this experiment. I asked you how you were feeling about at the end of last episode, how you're feeling about your booking. Do you still have that warm and fuzzy feeling going into my version of July? August, I should say.
For now, I do. I feel like I may have thrown you a few curveballs, and I apologize.
It's okay,
but I gotta keep you on your toes.
You're absolutely right. Like it's it is certainly a landscape that is I'm gonna have to be able to adapt on the fly here, and roll with what I was given. So without further ado, let's pick up the AEW Summer Tour, which we never really gave a name to, but we'll just call it the AEW Summer Camp. I like the idea of camp.
There we go. All right.
And we're going to go, this will be the pay-per-view, coming out of the pay-per-view Redemption in Montreal, Canada.
Yes.
We are venturing down to Detroit.
Okay.
And they're going to be working at the Masonic Temple. The Masonic Temple Theater in Detroit, which they're actually running their shows that week from Detroit at the Masonic Temple. Incredible look and feel on TV. They've run it a few times. Great old theater. Lots of views on the outside plus the inside. Cool entrances. Expect to see a lot of that stuff. So we're going to get cracking right away, and we're going to start officially building to All In this stretch of television shows. And this one is actually, once again, it's a dual taping for AEW Dynamite and for Saturday Collision, which actually would probably end up when is SummerSlam this year?
Because
I think it's that weekend.
It's the first weekend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very early. So this Collision will probably be all in one night.
Yeah, August 1st.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's kick it off with style, and we are going to begin with a Mercedes Moné promo. She's going to kick the show off. She's got 2 belts. She's got the the Ring of Honor Women's Television title. She's got her Pink Lady Owen Hart Cup Championship. As we establish, she's on the mission to collect more belts. She starts talking about the other women with titles in AEW. Wink, wink, Athena. She keeps saying that I might even get a partner and become the tag team champions before I get to Wembley. But once I get to Wembley, my old nemesis, Kairi Sane. Would we be able to call her Kairi Sane?
That's a good question.
What was her previous name in Japan? She was something Kairi, I believe. Let's think about that for a second, but yeah, I'm sure she would revert back to that original name. But that's who Mercedes. She doesn't want to overlook anybody in the women's division, but she wants to overtake them again, and she's gunning for titles. Athena's got 2. Kairi's got another one. Here we go. So during the celebration, she does get interrupted by a rather cranky Athena, who is she's like, you think you're overlooked, and you think you're on your quest. You better not overlook me. I'm coming. I'm coming to defend my titles. You'll never be the forever Ring of Honor champion that I am. So they're sort of like in a face-to-face, in a scrappy way. Tekla and the Sisters of Sin come down. They're all pissed off because Tekla lost her world title. So she's like, so they lay waste to the 2 women, Mercedes Moné and Athena. And on behalf of the Sisters of Sin, Tekla challenges Monet and Athena later tonight.
Okay.
Get yourselves on the same page. You got my girls. And I hope they take you out, Mercedes, because I'm going to take your spot, and I'm going to London to revenge against Kyrie. So we do that.
There we go.
We have a beautifully put together montage of Will Ospreay as a world title quest vignette. He's talking about the training that he had to do to repair his neck, the training that he had to do to get his mind right with Moxley and the Death Riders. He's talking about his young boy, Kyle Fletcher, now being the new world heavyweight champion. All these emotions are running high. We know that this is going to be this is my goal is for the year. I want to make it to Wembley. I look forward to facing you, Kyle, young and hungry, but it's this beautiful cinematic quest for Will Ospreay. Coming out of that, sarcastic clapping from Don Callis, who says on Collision later tonight, Kyle Fletcher is going to have the Don Callis family will present Kyle Fletcher as the new world heavyweight champion. It's going to be a celebration. The whole family's here. I'm just waiting for everybody to arrive because he's, kind of an empty backstage segment. So we don't actually get to see who's there, but we know that Don Callis is planning a celebration for Collision. So get ready for that. First match of the night, we are getting a rematch from the pay-per-view. And that is Kazuchika Okada taking on Darby Allin. With the winner of that going on to become the number one contender for the International Championship as held by Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita, they do explain, will be away for until All In. He is competing in the G1 Climax.
Okay.
And they also mentioned that Gabe Kidd will be competing in the G1 Climax this year too. So they don't know officially what the dogs are up to, but they keep implying that the dogs are in the building and they're raring to go. So Darby got the win at the pay-per-view. Okada gets the win here in nefarious fashion. We got there's a bit of skullduggery. Interference gets caught. Our favorite mouthpiece, Tony Schiavone, comes out and says, we can't declare, even though Okada got the win here, it's still knotted up 1-1. Tony Khan has announced that he wants to do a best of 7 leading to the international championship match. And the winner of that best of 7 will get the title match at All In. Okay. The next match on the card, we've got Chris Statlander versus Harley Cameron in a TNT title eliminator. Again, another number one contender. Whoever wins this gets a future shot at Athena, and Statlander is going to get the victory here. She is still not done with Hikaru Shida, so she still has her inner sights, but she's ready to go after her future opponent, Athena. The next match we've got, what do we got here? It will be Eddie Kingston versus Clark Connors.
Ooh.
And because you've riled me up over the dogs, originally I was going to give Eddie the Duke, but we're gonna put Clark Connors over strong here.
Ooh.
In surprising fashion. And this is going to start a second guessing of himself. Eddie Kingston's going to be visibly pissed off, pounding the canvas. Maybe I wasn't ready to come back to compete at the level at I was before I had my injury. Damn you, Gabe Kidd, for knocking me out for a year and a half. You ain't seen the end of me, but I got to go and think about this. So Eddie Kingston's a bit distraught. The dogs are celebrating and they're happy. And in their exit promo, they keep, we're gunning for you. The demand. We want those belts. We want the trios championships. We love London. Off they go. Next segment, Cage and Copeland officially have the in-ring face-to-face with the number one contenders, the Young Bucks. Let's get ready for London the right way. This might be our last go-around, and we would love to have our last match against the best tag team. We were the best tag team decades before you. You have been one of the best tag teams in the world. We'll see you at London, but we're hanging these belts up on a ladder.
Ooh.
And we're going to do a ladder match.
Hell yes.
So that's official. The Bucks are only happy to shake on that. And we get that officially signed for All In. Bucks versus Cope and Christian. Ladder match. Christian says a couple things snarky about, well, this might be... Cope might say this is the end of our run, but I can still beat you guys single, which is going to set up some interesting play for later in the month. Our main event tonight is for the Continental Championship. It is Jon Moxley versus Roosh.
Ooh, yeah.
And Moxley will get the win there. We will see... Nobody from, obviously, because it's a Continental match, you don't have any outside interference, but all the rest of the Death Riders have been taken out systematically, one by one by one. So Moxley is a man who stands on his own. After he gets the win over Roosh, his two opponents for All In are on converging sides, doing the stare down. One is at one end of the theater, the other is on the other end. Tensions are rising. Who knows what we're going to get ourselves into? Building for that, we go off the air. Collision portion of this starts off, and there's a lot of chatter in the Collision portion setting you up for next week's Dynamite, which is Grand Slam in Mexico.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yes, so you're going to see a lot of lucha action in this portion of it. So first match on the card, we've got Beast Mortos versus Hechicero. And Hechicero does get the win. He's all primed up. He is CMLL heavyweight champion. He's unstoppable. He's bringing the energy of the Don Callis family to the attention of the world in Mexico. He says that promo in Spanish, by the way. Second match of the night, we've got Sky Team, which is Mystico and Mascara Dorado taking on the Rascals, which should be just, blink and you'll miss it. All of this like high flying action, a lot of good lucha stuff, and Sky Team does get the win over the Rascals, which again that makes sense just to kind of get them a pad win. Third match on the night, Persephone taking on Thunder Rosa. And again, another good hard fought back and forth, lucha style, submission style. Persephone gets a win, so we're gonna maybe see her next week. All the while, backstage segments after each in-ring match, you see a different member of the Don Callis family coming to the Don Callis family Kyle Fletcher Championship celebration. So you've got Rocky and Trent. They're all smiles. They're ready to go. They're hanging out with Lance Archer. The only one you don't see is Okada because he had the match with Darby from the week before, and he's a little bit inconspicuous. But as they start to assemble, that's just the announcer speculating. Hey, will Okada be here? So on and so forth. Bang Bang Gang a reunited Bang Bang Gang. Jay White plus the Guns are taking on the Demand. Non-title match, but we're ready to see what the Guns and Jay White have to do. And Ricochet is very they're selling injuries from the dogs. He's very much like, I shouldn't be. MJF was getting all this time off for medical clearance. I should get time off for medical clearance too. I shouldn't have to wrestle. He has to wrestle. They take a pinfall which the dogs start to make their way towards ringside, and the Bang Bang Gang stands in their way before they can get to the Demand. So what's happening? Do we have a two-way feud? Is it a three-way feud? So we've got a lot of tension. We just got to win over the tag champs, which the trios champions, which should get us in line. Everybody just sort of, standing their ground and making their presence felt. Kenny Omega in our main event match before the main event segment, he is taking on Jake Doyle. Just a redemption for Kenny. Didn't get the job done, but still has his sights set and is still, by God, wrestling those Don Callis family members. And Kenny gets a big win. He's on the mic saying, "I don't know what my status is for London. I was really hoping to go in as a world champion. I really have to, I have to go on a mission of my own, and I'll see you guys at London. I'll be there. You be there too." Kind of final selling. And our main event segment is the Kyle Fletcher celebration, streamers, the whole thing. Okada's not there. Everybody gets introduced. Everybody's in great spirits. You cut to backstage during the celebration. Will Ospreay is being held in a pull apart with Kazuchika Okada. What happened backstage with these guys? Was there a confrontation? Yelling and screaming. Don Callis is like, "I need an explanation. I need to know why these guys were why were you keeping Okada from coming out here? He loves Kyle Fletcher," so on and so forth. So you got a little bit of a mystery there. So we fade to black with a lot of like question marks and a lot of what will happen when we return to AEW next week, live from Arena Mexico.
Oh.
So the beautiful Arena Mexico, August 5th, AEW Dynamite. It is only AEW Dynamite, by the way. And we've got a packed card. We've got a lot going on. And we are going to start off with a singles match between Pac and Speedball Mike Bailey.
That's awesome.
Good competitive match. A lot of back and forth. Pac is going to get the win. He's on the road to recovery. On the mic, he's like, "Swerve, you might have knocked me out. You might have put me on my back at the pay-per-view, but I'm raring to go. I'm bringing my Death Riders with me. We're meeting up with Moxley. We're challenging you for future." Then we have a little bit of a point counterpoint backstage. Current national champion Buddy Matthews and Brody King. Brody King is a little bit perplexed. I thought we were buddies. I'm happy that you came back from injury, but you really haven't given me explanation as to why you came after my title before we had a chance to go after the tag belts. Buddy Matthews blows him off. "You don't deserve an explanation," and then walks off with the national title. And Buddy Matthews says, "I've got to defend this in CMLL this coming weekend, so maybe I'll see you sometime before All In," which sets up Buddy Matthews working in Mexico for pretty much like the next month. So Brody's obviously distraught, but he's, maybe he's going to get his rematch, but we kind of leave it ambiguous. Ring of Honor World Title match. Bandito taking on Mascara Dorado. And this could be cool.
Oh, yeah.
To
say the least.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. Bandito will retain the ROH title. Big celebration. Two of Mexico's best up against each other. A lot of fanfare and a lot of celebration on that one. Next match on the night, we're gonna have Místico taking on Andrade El Idolo, and this is, I believe this is Andrade because he didn't wrestle Arena Mexico last year because he was still in that contract dispute. So it's his first time back in Arena Mexico in quite some time. And he's against, the top babyface. So we're still, we still have Andrade in heel mode. And he's actually going to get the win over Mystico. Nefarious fashion. Setting up maybe some future business between them. Andrade cuts a heel promo in Spanish to close it out. Excalibur says, I can only tell you some of the words that he said in that, and we fade to black. A women's four-way to determine, a future heavyweight title match. Probably not. It was going to be Tekla defending her title. But I'm going to have here, we're just going to have a women's four-way for future title consideration. Tekla versus Persephone versus Hazuki versus Athena.
Okay.
And originally I was going to have Tekla go over, but I think I'm going to let Persephone get the win in Mexico. Make her look strong, give her a little bit of a shine up leading into future business that they do in Mexico. Main event is going to be at least an hour of this show. You are going to love this because this is a 16-man Torneo Cibernetico.
The Cibernetico.
8-on-8, captain's rules. The Don Callis family, Hechicero, El Clone, Okada, Rocky Romero, Trent, the world champion Kyle Fletcher, Lance Archer, Jake Doyle. Actually, I'm taking Kyle Fletcher out, and I'm going to put Mark Davis into this one because that makes more sense. So Mark Davis, Lance Archer, and Jake Doyle representing the Don Callis family versus Templario, Hologram, Titan, Averno, Atlantis Jr., Volador Jr., Esfinage, Neon. Those are the top guys in CMLL.
Your pronunciation is top notch.
Is it? Okay, I hope so. I do like to. I like to play with those R's. I like R's and O's. So yeah, our Mexico's finest and CMLL's biggest and best baby faces versus the dastardly Don Callis family. The story of this is going to be what's in Okada's mind frame. He wasn't at the celebration, but he had the confrontation with Will Ospreay. Is he worried about that? Has he lost the step? He also had he's got the issue with Darby Allin. So you've got a little bit on, he's an international star. So he's a bit flaky in this match. And he does, it's his elimination style. So everybody's getting picked off left and right. There's, everything's fast paced. This is, like I said, this is going to be our main event. This is going to be most of the last hour and into an over loop for Dynamite that night. And the CMLL boys will get the victory over the Don Callis family. Embarrassment for Hechicero and a little bit more of a what's going on with Okada.
Is there some friction within the family?
Could there be? Are we sad? Are we jealous of Kyle? Stay tuned for our next Dynamite to see what goes on. And our next Dynamite. Oh, actually, wait a second. We have a.
Is there?
Oh no, I know that's right. No. There is. That was the 12th. I'm sorry. That was the
5th.
Yeah, that was the 5th. August 8th. I don't know how I forgot about this. AEW Collision coming from Red Rocks Amphitheater.
Fuck, that's awesome. I was so tempted the show that I booked at the Celebrity Theater, I was like, should I book it at Red Rocks? And I was like, that's going to be too much.
Yeah.
But
well, guess what?
Thank God we both didn't.
Here, I know. Yeah, returning to Red Rocks 2 weeks later. Yeah, because I'd be like, I don't know what we're gonna book as a venue for this one, but we're at Red Rocks for Collision, and Collision will start off with we're gonna have a rematch for the trios titles. The Rascals taking on Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. The Demand, once and for all, and Ricochet and the Gates of Agony do get the Duke on this one. Challenge is made for Wembley Stadium. Bang Bang Gang, dogs, you settle it amongst yourselves, but we want to take on whoever's left standing in good old jolly old England. Pip pip cheerio. Ricochet's a scumbag.
Bald.
Bald. Women's tag team title match, a rematch from the pay-per-view. Divine Dominion. Well, actually, this will be. Yeah, this is a rematch from the pay-per-view. Divine Dominion taking on the Brawling Birds. Brawling Birds get the win. The Brawling Birds are your new women's tag team champions going into London. We're going towards London, I will say. Okay. Let me just make a note of that on my end. Brawling Birds heading there. Contract signing segment. The Most Dangerous himself. Swerve, Ciampa, Moxley, all in the ring together. All mean mugging. Everybody's gonna be pissed. Everybody's gonna want to snap at each other. There's security all around. There's other wrestlers that are surrounding the ring too. It's about to crack off. Ciampa signs first. Ciampa power walks backstage and he says, here's a bit of psychological warfare. I'm taking myself out of this conversation. The two of you sign the contract and we'll see if you make it to Wembley. So you've got them all sort of mad. Swerve's next. Swerve signs the contract. He says to Moxley, I see that Pac he's got my name on his tongue again, but I took those guys out one by one before. I can do it again. And then I'm coming for you and that other bald idiot. So he signs the contract. Just as Moxley's about to sign the contract, there's a bit of a scuffle. Somebody jumps the railing, attacks Swerve from behind as Moxley's signing. Moxley's like, I don't know what to tell you, but you got a match right now, and this guy's gonna take a piece of you before I get another piece of you at Wembley. You've got a returning Daniel Garcia, who set up for a match with Swerve. He's gonna be hustling and trying to get submissions on Swerve, and physically, this is going to be a physical match, and it's going to be brutal. But Swerve will get the Duke. But now you got two guys back for the Death Riders. So Swerve is looking a little bit vulnerable, having a little bit of maybe he's second guessing coming after these guys. He doesn't know what's in Tommaso Ciampa's brain. So now you got Swerve kind of spinning.
And now we're setting up for the first ever multi-man continental title match. I believe.
Okay.
Right?
That's actually a good point.
It's always been a
one-on-one title. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's thrown another wrinkle into this.
They were mentioned before, but now we have a tag team match, and this is a bit of a kind of a underlying feud. The Dogs taking on Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. Again, Eddie is kind of losing a little bit of his mind here, and he's losing a little bit of confidence. So Ortiz is basically taking a beating, and Kingston's pacing around on the apron. And the Dogs get the win. Eddie's frustrated. Eddie just, again, wanders to the back, just out in space, wanders to the back. Ortiz is shrugging. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what the issue is. So that's a continuing saga. The Hurt Business, the Hurt Syndicate, back in action. They're going to get a quick squash win over, I don't know. Give me two people. Give me
the Charlie Bravo and that other
guy.
The
the infantry guys.
There you go.
So yeah, they get a quick win. MVP's like, we're not going to be left off this Wembley card. You know, whether it's together or whether it's separate, we're going to be part of this. We're in the Hurt Business. Not really that much for those guys to do. Your main event for this one, TNT title match, Kevin Knight taking on Chris Jericho.
Oh,
and again,
Jericho's return.
We swore off Jericho, but you're not gonna play Red Rocks without the rock star Chris Jericho. So big entrance. Judas is gonna sound great when all these people in Red Rocks are singing along and having a great time. We think like Jericho's gonna dominate this. We think Jericho's got the upper hand and the advantage, and everything is hearts and stars. Of course, the Don Callis family will be in some way, shape, or form at ringside, so they're going to interfere. Kevin Knight gets a Duke. Kevin Knight, your TNT champion. Nobody's going to stop me. Graphic shows in 2 weeks. There's a number one contenders battle royal. Whoever wins that battle royal will take on Kevin Knight in London. Kevin Knight doesn't know this yet, but we go off air with that being the graphic, and Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness saying that's a very interesting thing that Kevin Knight's not prepared for. Okay, so that leads us to we are the 12th. The 12th of August, AEW Dynamite from the Cow Palace in San Francisco, California.
Almost booked this place too.
We do think alike. So, this one starts off with a very pissed off MJF coming power walking to the ring in his gear with his Dynamite diamond ring. He doesn't even do the knee drop and let the MJF flag fall. He's just pissed off that he got ripped off for his title. He's mad at Tony Khan. He's mad at Will Ospreay. He's mad at Kenny Omega. He's mad at Kyle Fletcher. All of you are in conspiracy against me. I'm on a quest. Whoever comes out of that locker room next, I'm going to beat the living shit out of. Kyle O'Reilly. Cue Kyle O'Reilly. So now we got Kyle coming out. He's amped up. He's like, all right, MJF, let's go. Let's have an old-fashioned grappling match. MJF is trying to get the one-up on Kyle and outsmart him. Kyle is going to get the surprise win here.
Oh.
And MJF is more vehemently mad. 2 in a row. This company's against me. I don't know what to do. He's packing, like, next segment, you come out of commercial, he's like walking with his Louis Vuitton cases through the backstage area, and he's like, I swear to God, you might not see me. I might write out my contract and never come back to this miserable place again. Fuck the Cow Palace. Fuck wrestling history. Fuck summer camp. MJF out. So, and then you cut to the next side, and you got the conglomeration all happy that they beat MJF. Mark Briscoe's high-fiving Kyle. He's like, all right, man, you did it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, now we're going to get some revenge, and we're going to go out there and win our match. Very next match is Mark Briscoe, Roddy Strong, Orange Cassidy taking on Anthony Bowens, Katsuyori Shibata, and Hook. Just a standard 6-man tag team match. Conglomeration gets a victory. They're all excited. They heard about this battle royal. It's going to be taking place in a couple weeks. They can't wait to get in it. Sky's the limit for us. We're onward and upward. So, it's just a lot of happy backstage stuff. The backstage, not backstage, but in-ring promo segment that we're going to get next is Kyle Fletcher. Once again, with Don Callis, asking to talk to Kazuchika Okada. Where's your head been, mate? You know, what do we got going on? Like, do we need to like have a powwow? You know, is there something that is there something that you need to tell me? So on and so forth. And Okada's like, no, we're on the same page, bro. Like, let's have a tag team match on Collision. All right. Collision is taped later that night too. And then you have Bandito and Brody King come up on the screen and they're like, we're your Huckleberries. We'll be involved with that. We'll take that challenge. Okada Fletcher versus Bandito and Brody for Collision a little bit later. The very next match is Tommaso Ciampa taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. One-on-one. It's a very one-sided Tommaso Ciampa victory. Microphone afterwards. The reason why I power walked out of there last week is because if I stood in that ring, I would have done exactly what Daniel Garcia did to Swerve, and I would have done something worse to Moxley. And I want to make sure that I save their hides for London All In. I'm the Psycho Killer. You know, you come and find. He keeps doing the "you come and find me." That's probably going to be his next catchphrase. Everything's all well and good. Another match on this one: Darby Allin taking on Lio Rush. I'm having a hard time. Like, we still have Darby and Okada to build to for, whoever wins gets to London. But Darby's going to get a victory here. He's still looking for Okada. Don't let Kyle Fletcher distract you. You and I still have business. You'd love to have a match with Takeshita. So would I. I want us to do business, do magic together. You find me next week. I'll be here waiting to take a piece out of you. Two more matches on this particular card. Quick squash match. Mercedes Moné is just going to beat Sky Blue. She's got more heat and more business to go with Kairi Sane, but she's not focused on just that. She's got to build her belts up. So she's laying out a challenge for Athena for next week. Tekla's like, nah, I signed a contract to take on Athena on Collision tomorrow. So you're going to have to hold off and pick the bones. And maybe you're facing me for that TNT championship or TBS championship. So again, we're laying a little bit of groundwork. Main event will be we're going to have a gauntlet for the women's tag team title for the number one contender.
Okay.
To the women's. And you're just going to have everybody that's available in the tag team division just, coming out, doing a few spots. Anna Jay and Ty Mello end up getting the victory. So they are going to be the contenders in London for the Brawling Birds.
Okay.
We're going in that direction. Okay. Collision that weekend, Cow Palace. I got to throw a few things around. I know our main event is going to be Okada and Fletcher versus Bandito and Brody, and then we have a Tekla Athena match. First match.
So
all right.
This is where we got thrown for a loop.
This is where we got thrown for a loop. Yes.
Some things changed.
Some things did change. So we're actually going to start this with Will Ospreay is going to be in one-on-one action with Scorpio Sky.
Oh.
Tune up for London. Ospreay gets the Duke. I can't wait to talk to Kyle Fletcher. He hasn't been talking to me. He seems to be distracted by Kazuchika Okada. Okada, you and I didn't have a pleasant time the last time that we were in the room, bruv, and all the other stuff. So basically he's saying, I'll be at ringside. I'll be on commentary later tonight, and I'll see Okada and Fletcher in action and see if they're still on the same page. Second match, we've got that Tekla and Athena match for the TBS Championship. This one is going to go to a no contest. We're going to have the interference from Mercedes Moné. Tekla is still pissed. Kairi Sane is going to come out to oversee this and get a little bit physical in the action as well. So we've got girls throwing girls all over the place. But no true conclusion to this. 6-man tag team match. Gates of Agony. Gates of Agony and Ricochet taking on Ortiz, AR Fox, and Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, maybe he's got his head screwed on straight. Maybe he doesn't. We're still watching Eddie Kingston unravel. The Demand gets the win. The Demand is still looking for the dogs. The dogs actually come out. Eddie Kingston is super freaked out at this point and just takes off. So the dogs now setting themselves up. The Bang Bang Gang comes in to try and even the odds and create separation. So you have a lot of 6-man tag team entities that are floating around here. I want to do Swerve versus Wheeler Yuta in our next match. Again, it's just Swerve getting a convincing victory over another guy in the Death Riders. I'm counting down the days until I see Moxley. I'm counting down the days until I get to kick Ciampa's ass.
But now he's getting actual matches as opposed to just blindsiding them.
Right.
Now he's taking these to compete.
Yeah, right. I've got to beat these guys. But he does walk backstage, and he cuts the promo backstage, saying, "I'm waiting for you guys." In the background, you can see Eddie Kingston just sort of sizing him up. Little head nod here, little head nod there. You good, bro? Yeah, you good? Mystery. Main event time on this. Oh, actually, we're going to scratch that other match. We're going to have main event time. It's Okada and Fletcher taking on Brodito. Will Ospreay at ringside to keep an eye on everything. It looks like Okada and Fletcher are on the same page. Shenanigans. Will Ospreay stands up from he gets pushed into there's a bit of a spot with Bandito does a flip. He nails Fletcher. Fletcher falls into Ospreay at commentary. Ospreay gets up from the table. At the same time, Okada is in pursuit of Brody King on the outside. He ends up Ospreay pushes Fletcher into Okada, and we have a bit of the traditional who hit who's who knows what. Okada gets rolled into the ring. He takes the Bandito's finish. He takes Brody's finish. Brody and Bandito get the victory.
Oh.
And now we're still sowing the seeds of dissension between Okada and Fletcher, with Will Ospreay kind of smiling on the way out and telling Kyle, "I'll talk to you next week." We still have some explaining to do. Okay. That brings us to that was Collision. So that brings us to August 19th, Baltimore, Maryland, at the Pier 6 Pavilion, which is it's an outdoor amphitheater that kind of has like a tent over it, and they have this quasi backyard area. I guess it's would be considered their lawn area.
Okay.
So this should be an interesting thing as far as where we're going to set up the ring.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna nice view.
Nice views. I think it's right on the pier, which is overlooking the Inner Harbor area. So I think beautiful venue, really great. All the views, all the amenities. This match was really built up to be like this. I got to scramble on this one, but we're going to have the advertised segments for this one is Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher face to face. They have announced the Battle Royal, where the winner of the Battle Royal gets the shot at All In for the TNT Championship.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. They have actually also announced that there are 2 matches, which I have to scramble on these, by the way. 2 matches to determine the number 1 and number 2 spots for the Casino Gauntlet.
Oh, okay.
And so this is a packed card. So
we're really building towards Wembley.
We're getting in a Wembley state of mind here. We are going to kick off with the Battle Royal to determine the who's going to get this shot at the TNT title, currently held by Kevin Knight at the pay-per-view. Participants in this Battle Royal: Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, Wheeler Yuta, Mystico, Leo Rush, Jay White, Hook, Anthony Bowens, Shibata, Juice Robinson, Chris Jericho, Mark Briscoe, MJF, Mike Bailey, Shane Taylor, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong, Beast Mortis, Lance Archer. 20-man Battle Royal. Various storylines, various guys that want a chance and want to be part of this. It comes down to Switchblade Jay White and MJF. Again, we have a conspiracy theory, MJF, but the winner is going to be Switchblade Jay White.
Oh my gosh. So MJF is never coming back.
So MJF is really never coming back. He's like, I gotta keep giving these I keep getting in these stupid matches to qualify for this stuff, and I'm getting sick of it, so on and so forth. Now we move to the Casino Gauntlet qualifiers. The first qualifier is going to be Andrade El Idolo taking on Claudio Castagnoli, with Claudio Castagnoli taking the pinfall. Andrade will be the winner and will enter in number 1 in the Casino Gauntlet at the Pape. The second qualifier will be, let's think about this, Roosh taking on Pac.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, there we go. On the fly?
Kind of cool.
That's crazy.
Kind of cool.
That's crazy on the fly.
And we're going to have Pac take a victory there. So Pac and Andrade are 1 and 2 in our Casino Gauntlet. Happy days for everybody. Kairi Sane is going to make her AEW television debut in a one-on-one match taking on Julia Hart. Mercedes at ringside eating a steak or doing whatever Mercedes does. Again, we still have bitter feelings, and we still have Pop-Tarts with all the girls that are involved with this stuff. But we're going to slowly just focus now on Mercedes and Kairi heading towards London. Mercedes does say, I got a chance to make history, and I did secure a TBS championship match against Athena next week. So I'm still bringing in belts. You watch me, Baltimore, fuck you, or whatever she wants to say. So that's that. And I think our main event segment here is just going to be Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, the promo of a lifetime for Kyle Fletcher. First defense of my world heavyweight champion in London versus my old mentor. Yes, you housed me during pandemic. Yes, you were pivotal in starting my career. but I've got wins against you here in AEW. I've got a legacy that I need to cement by B. You have your march to Wembley. I have my blockade at Wembley. And I don't need Okada to watch my back. I don't need the Don Callis family to watch my back, to which Don is like, what the hell, dude? And you just watch me take my old mentor to the woodshed. That neck is mine. Brainbuster off the top. Will Ospreay stops him. Bruv, deep down inside, you know that you're my young boy. You know that I love you and I want to, look out for you and so on and so forth. But right now, you stink. Short title reign, transitional champion. It's coming home. Will Ospreay, London, England. The people are gonna love it. I'm the hometown favorite for a reason. I had all this training with the Death Riders to get me prepared, so on and so forth. Just reiterating what they did in the other segments. We're almost going off the air, and we have a very peculiar and very perturbed looking Kazuchika Okada at the top of the ramp, just looking over and shaking his head at the two guys in the ring and mumbling in Japanese. But then you see above him a spotlight, and Darby Allin drops onto Kazuchika Okada. You and me next week. I hope you're not distracted. I hope you don't forget about me. Number one contenders. One of us is going to London. The other one's not going anywhere. Boom. You're out. So we've set up our two big...
okay.
I mean, we've set up London, but now we're amping up towards the big one. And we've got two more... Actually, I think it's three more shows. Okay. So the next week we're back for... Oh, no, wait. No, this is Collision from August 22nd from the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania, which is a venue that they're actually having it. Santander in Reading. Your main event for this one will be that number one contenders match between Okada and Darby. Yep. Okay. But there is also a TBS title match for this as well, with Mercedes versus Athena. And Mercedes wins the TBS championship.
Oh my God.
And she's got her groove back. Mercedes is smiling. She's parading around with the titles. She's thinking everything's great. The Pirate Princess is going to be swashbuckled in London, and there's nothing you can do about it. And just watch me as I get excited and all the other happy crap that happens with it. So that is settled. Athena's a little bit distraught, but she can get over it. I'm sure she's going to rally. National Heavyweight Championship match. The incumbent champion, Buddy Matthews, taking on Mark Briscoe. With Buddy Matthews going over, actually. We like Buddy Matthews in this spot. This is another one that I had this set up a different way, but we're just going to roll with this. Brawling Birds are confronted by Ty Mello and Anna Jay backstage. You're the big conquering heroes going back to London. You think you're going to roll over us? Well, not so fast. And we have a tune-up match where the Anna Jay and Ty Mello take on who were the two? They're going to take on Maya World and Mina Shirakawa. Let's just pluck them out of obscurity. Man, that TBS title thing really it smoked me. But anyway, like tune-up match. Anna Jay and Ty Mello get the victory. They're really heely and they love being heels. Hurt Syndicate. They're going to take on Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. Everybody is gearing up for the and talking about the gauntlet. So all four of these guys are gearing up to be in the gauntlet. So this is just a build-up match. The former 6-man tag team champions of the world, the Rascals, are taking on the Dogs with the returning Gabe Kidd.
Back from excursion.
Back from the G1. Maybe he won the G1. Who knows? But and the Dogs will win in impressive fashion. The Dogs are ready for those scallywags, the Demand and the Bang Bang Gang at the Pape. So main event time. Number one contenders. Kazuchika Okada taking on Darby Allin. Okada wants his belt. He wants a belt, but he wants another chance to take on Takeshita. Darby has had a long storied history with Takeshita. Him and Okada have been 1-1 or, basically defaulted around each other over the last month and a half. So we're ruining and we're finally having the rematch to end all rematches with Darby Allin getting the victory. So Darby is going to go on to the pay-per-view. Okada suffered a little bit of a distraction from Don Callis. That backfired. Tried to interfere. It didn't work out. So, can Don Callis be trusted? Is he backing Kyle? Like there's a lot of mystery and question marks.
The family is
hanging over our heads throughout the family. Yes, sir. This brings us to August 26th. It's a combined AEW Dynamite Collision go-home show for All In. This one I really have to think about.
While you think, I will say, thus far, thoroughly enjoying the venues. I think that they've been greatly selected, and I would have picked some of them for my own places. I think that pivoting from some of the swerves that I may have thrown you, you've done a fantastic job with.
Thank you.
And I also like the direction we're going in for Wembley.
Well, hold on to your hats. All right, so let's get the scene straight. We're gonna have a backstage segment with Swerve is walking into the building, and once again he kind of bumps into Eddie Kingston, and he's like, I see you kind of lurking around. I hope you're not going to be the next person I have to put down. I know Jon Moxley's like one of your boys, but if you could stay out of my way, I'll stay out of yours. Wink, wink. And Eddie's like, I got no beef with you. I gotta figure out where my head's at, but I don't need to see you in my face either anymore. So let's just go our separate ways, and we'll see what happens. And by the way, Moxley's not my boy anymore. And he kind of goes like to punch Nana. Nana crumples up, and we get a little bit of a chuckle from Swerve as we end the first segment, as we're kicking off the show that way. Our first match of the night will pit good old Juice Robinson taking on David Finlay.
Okay.
And this is going to be in anticipation for London. Finlay's going to get the win. The dog still looks super strong. Finlay's like, we announced it and we had him back last week, but Glasgow, because they're in Glasgow for the show, by the way, for both shows. Glasgow, put your hands together for your returning son, Gabe Kidd. And here comes Gabe Kidd, and they want to just tear the fucking hide off the Bang Bang Gang. The guns come out. The Demand is standing now. Demand is the ones that are standing on the sidelines laughing at all of this. But Ricochet says, hold on. We're the Demand, and we make the demands. We're not doing this as a three-way at the pay-per-view. You two teams got to get your gear, and you got a match on Collision. Number one contenders match. Whoever wins that, you get to take on the Demand in Wembley.
Now, can I just ask one question?
Yes.
Who is the trio of the Bang Bang Gang?
It's Juice and the Guns.
Okay.
Well, Juice and the Guns, because Jay White won the Battle Royal, and he's got a TNT title match.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Okay.
Which we're gonna promo. Right now, Jay White's backstage. I saw what the dogs were doing. I see what the Demand is up to. I back my boys, but Kevin Knight, I'm coming for you. I'll see you at Wembley. Guns up, bing bong, quick promo. We've got a confrontation. We haven't seen much. It'll probably be mostly recap stuff leading up to it. But Young Bucks and Cope and Christian are going to have another discussion, let's say. This is actually going to lead to a little bit of physicality between them, and the anticipation for the big title match is on the horizon. And Christian says, "Well, fuck it. I want to wrestle one of you. Okay, Nick Jackson, you're supposed to be the human highlight reel. How about you and me, Collision, this week? Perfectly fine." So we're setting that up. I want to do a little bit of a Darby tune-up match. And we're going to have Darby in a tune-up match taking on... Who could he take on in a tune-up? This is tough. Darby versus Scorpio Sky in a tune-up. Just getting him ready. Takeshita hasn't been around for the whole length of time on the build, so we're gonna have Takeshita coming in face to face with Darby. We're all ready for that. Fuck! I really screwed the pooch on my women's division. I guess the main event of Dynamite. We're gonna have Jon Moxley and Claudio taking on Davis and Doyle.
Okay.
Of the Don Callis family. I know we kind of didn't do anything with them on this whole build-up, but they'll get their chance. They're not going to get the win here. Again, we just end up in this surrounded situation, and tension still builds. And Ciampa does come to ringside and starts to get physical with Moxley, and now it's Swerve that's standing on the sidelines with Nana smiling and nodding to fade off the show. But they're going to have promo packages for Kyle and Ospreay coming out of this. Final set, Collision. Here we are. It starts off women's tag team match. Statlander and Thunder Rosa versus Divine Dominion. And Statlander and Thunder, they're going to get the victory. They're all set. I want to do this for the Trios title. The Demand versus the Conglomeration. Orange. Just because, God damn it, I like chaos. So let's do the Demand versus the Conglomeration. They finally get their rematch, and it does not go so good for the Conglomeration. Ricochet and the boys take the victory. They are ready, and they are staying at ringside for the next match, which is the Bang Bang Gang versus the Dogs for the number one contenders. And the Dogs will get the victory. So you have Dogs in Demand. They announce it for the pre-show for the buy-in. Okay. Kevin Knight is out, and he's ready to do his contract signing for Jay White. Jay White is super pumped. He's ready to step back in there and do the deal and get himself ready, willing, and able. Good promo segment between the two of them. Chris Jericho is in Glasgow, and he's just going to have a one-on-one match with Shibata, which I'm sure is going to be cool. It's kind of hard finding a main event for this one. National Heavyweight Championship. Main event, National Heavyweight Championship. Brody King versus Buddy Matthews.
Oh.
Yeah, we're bumping that from the pay-per-view because it's got implications. And this one's going to be kind of a bloody brawl. Everyone's going to bleed. And Brody King is going to lose. Buddy Matthews is saying, I'm still on my national tour. I'm taking my title to defend it in Rev Pro or wherever the fuck he wants to defend it in London. And maybe we see it at the pay-per-view. All leading to All in London.
All in London. We're here.
We're here. All in London.
The Mecca.
So we've got 11 matches scheduled. Couple of changes that I'm making on the fly here.
Maybe some surprises.
Who
knows?
Okay. So far, we know that the World Six-Man Championships, I think I said that was going to be on the pre-show.
Yes.
So that will be on the buy-in. We're also going to have a one-on-one match between Bandito and Pac on the buy-in. We're going to do the Sisters of Sin versus Athena and Billy Starks on the buy-in.
Okay.
So those are our 3 matches. Just looking this over. Actually, you know what? I'm putting the 6-man tag team match on the main show.
I think that deserves it.
I'm going to have another women's match on the pre-show, and that's going to be Chris Statlander taking on Megan Bain.
That's a banger.
In a number one contenders match for the TBS Championship.
Held by Mercedes Moné currently?
Currently held by Mercedes Moné. We're going to kick off the evening. We're going to main card kick off. That's going to be the 6-man tag team match for the 6-man tag team championships. The Demand versus the Dogs. With the dominant Dogs going over, winning the 6-man, the trios tag team championships. Gabe Kidd's a madman, and they deserve that. Second match on the evening, the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. The, again, hometown girls of Brawling Birds taking on Anna Jay and Ty Mello. Brawling Birds get a victory there. They retain. So we got 1 title switch, 1 retain. Match number 3 is the Casino Gauntlet match. Remember, number 1 and 2, Andrade and Rush. And this one's a bit of a... I mean, you're going to have a lot of action in this one.
This is to become the number 1 contender for the
world heavyweight title. Right.
At All Out?
Are they doing All Out this year? I think it's just hey, you just become the number 1 contender for the world title.
Oh, just like for whenever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. this is going to feature the return of Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, it's about time.
And yes, the winner gets a shot at the World Championship. Hangman Adam Page is going to win. And now we've got a booking dilemma on our hands. The likes that we've never seen before. And we're going to get a very angry MJ because he's going to pin MJF.
Oh, no.
Because he's going to be the surprise. And he's going to pin MJF at the end because MJF is like, how is Hangman Page? So we have
he can't even do this.
We have a stressed out MJF. We have a kerfluffle. So yes. I don't know how we're going to come out of this, but Hangman Adam Page is going to get the Duke here. I did say we're not going to have a national title match on this card. We are going to have a national title match on this card. It is going to be a 4-way for the National Heavyweight Championship. Buddy Murphy versus Jack Perry versus Chris Jericho versus Mark Davis. Good luck figuring this one out. I know. That's another title that just got fucked. Chris Jericho wins the national title.
Oh no!
In weird fashion. So yeah. Let's joke on that for a little while. TNT Championship. Kevin Knight taking on Switchblade Jay White. Kevin Knight gets a Duke in this one and retains his title. So
the reign of terror continues.
So that does. Kevin Knight, a deserving champion, and he gets his chance. Ladder match for the World Tag Team Championships. Cope and Christian versus the Young Bucks. The spectacle that it's supposed to be: blood, ladders, tables, kitchen sinks, whatever it may be. You think Jeff Hardy's crazy with super spots? Send Nick Jackson up that ladder with a special spot. By the way, on Collision we did have the Nick Jackson versus Jackson. Christian got the Duke on Nick Jackson by being a scumbag. The Bucks win the titles at London. Is this the end for Cope and Christian? They take their bows, they take their boots off, but we always know that the boots sometimes stay on. International Championship, Darby Allin versus Konosuke Takeshita.
Where are we going?
Takeshita retains.
Yes.
He still has Okada business. 2 more matches. We've got the Women's World Championship. Kyrie versus Monet. I like the idea of Kyrie retaining here. I think Monet getting some titles back, but not getting the world title. She can't collect that one. Maybe we have some outside interference from Athena, who's still super annoyed that Mercedes took the TBS championship so quickly. So that could be a possibility. By the way, during the Bucks and Cope and Cage, we do see the New Day sitting in the audience. Look at those guys. We don't get names. We don't get them officially there. They're just in the audience, just looking on with concern and with, possibilities.
Yes, of course.
Our semi-main event, 3-way match for the Continental Championship. Tommaso Ciampa, Jon Moxley, Swerve Strickland. You've been waiting for it. Continental Championship is supposed to not have outside interference, right? Well, what if the referee doesn't see the outside interference? And what if it's just a single man with a weapon that he slides out at a convenient time from under the ring because he scurried under the ring for one reason and he set a trap for Jon Moxley, and at the opportune time he slides out a barbed wire board to which Swerve does a oopsie doopsie, the Swerve driver onto the board, rolls back in. He gets a 1-2-3. Ciampa was neutralized at one point. Maybe we make this an elimination. We eliminate Ciampa first. Then it's down to Moxley and Swerve. Swerve is a new Continental Champion. Who's that cat under the ring? Eddie Funky Kingston.
Yes, it is. Of course it is.
And he is paired up with Swerve now. And they are the most dangerous dudes in AEW. Happy days for these two. Main event time for the world title. Kyle O'Reilly. Will Ospreay versus shit. I should have got Kyle O'Reilly involved. Kenny Omega's not even on this card. William Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. World title. This is going to be their typical 5-star classic. The turn of Kazuchika Okada happens towards the end of this as Don Callis is encouraging Okada to attack Ospreay. He instead attacks Kyle Fletcher, lays him out, and Ospreay gets the victory. Big celebration. Ospreay wins in London. This potentially will set up. We've got to figure out what's happening with Hangman Page and how he can do the title. There's business with MJF. Maybe Kenny's in the gauntlet too. Maybe that's how we get Kenny on the show. He's in the gauntlet. So you've got a lot of plot lines, a lot of storyline to fill out, but Ospreay is the conquering hero. Swerve is your Continental champ. Let me just go over the roll call of champions.
Yes.
Very confusing. Women's tag team champions are the Brawling Birds. The TBS champion is Mercedes Moné. Kyrie is the women's world champion. Kevin Knight still your TNT champion. The Young Bucks, 5th time as the world tag team champions. Takeshita, still your international champion. Buddy Matthews. Oh, no, Jericho. Jericho is your national heavyweight champion. He won that belt. Swerve is your continental champion. Ospreay is your world title. The Demand lost to the Dogs, so the Dogs are the trios champion, and Bandito is your Ring of Honor world champion.
Tons of title changes. I got a wild Arena Mexico 16-man Cibernetico. Cibernetico got me. Cibernetico got me.
I so desperately that was the first thing that I booked, by the way, for the whole summer. I was like, I'm getting a Cibernetico in here, and it's going to be the Don Callis family against everybody from the babyface side of CMLL. And I knew I wanted to see what originally I wanted to do. I'll share this.
Let's go back because I threw you for a loop. So
yes. Here's my. I'm not gonna go through all the booking division, and I'll go through this pretty quickly. But my original All in London, the buy-ins were Sisters of Sin versus Athena and Billy Starks, Bandito versus Pac, and then I had a different multi-man the fucking Costco guys and Satnam Singh and do a 10-man tag with a bunch of unnecessaries. I had big plans with Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
To start his feud with Gabe Kidd.
Okay.
And that was going to be a 6-man street fight with Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, and Brody King versus the Dogs. Was going to kick off the show.
Okay.
Brawling Birds versus Anna and Ty was always my AEW women's title match. Casino Gauntlet, I was going to have Andrade go over. National title, I had Mark Davis going in as a national champion versus Jericho versus Jungle Jack Perry versus Roosh with Jericho winning the title. My TBS champion going in was Chris Statlander.
Okay.
And she was going to have the one-on-one with Megan Bain, with Megan winning the TBS title in London. The Battle Royal from a few weeks ago, that was going to be the surprise return of Hangman Page.
Okay.
So it was going to be Kevin Knight versus Hangman Page for the TNT title. with Hangman Page getting the TNT title. Ladder match for the tag team belts. The Rascals versus the Hurt Syndicate versus the Bucks versus Cope and Christian.
Okay.
With the New Day looming for whoever the winner was. And the winners on that one were going to be the Hurt Syndicate. Tekla versus Mercedes Moné, with Mercedes winning the women's world title. Moxley versus Swerve, Continental. Darby versus Takeshita was my international championship. And then main event was Will Ospreay versus MJF versus Kenny Omega.
Okay.
Kenny Omega was going to have a redemption after the pay-per-view, because I was hoping that Kenny... I saw where you were going with Kenny, and I was like, maybe Kenny wins the title, and MJF still politics his way into the match, and Ospreay's like, I'll take on the both of you. That would have been where most of my story went through the August.
See, my prediction, which I don't know if that's going to come true, is I just assume Kenny is going to win at the July pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
And then it's going to be
Kenny and Ospreay. Interesting. Okay.
That's my assumption based on like the build that they've kind of had thus far. So I wanted to throw it for a loop, which kind of probably fucked you up.
Well, it just
because Kyle doesn't come. He's not a thought for the world title picture, which is why I wanted to throw him in there.
Right. That's a good substitution too. And like Kyle, for me, Kyle was going to be one of the guys in the Casino Gauntlet. Okada, like they had a little bit of that was some of my story building in. It was some tension between Kyle and Okada, and they both failed to qualify for title matches, so they have to be in the Casino Gauntlet. And they would have been 1 and 2 in the Gauntlet, and then you see where everything goes from there.
Oh yeah,
building to a potential 3-way feud between Andrade, Kyle, and Okada over that number 1 contendership for the world title. But here we are.
In the family. Yeah.
So I think ultimately,
unbelievable. You did a great, especially having to pivot the way. See, I got to play out my whole thing exactly how I wanted it. Well, thank God, because I don't think that I could have done as good of a job as you did at pivoting from, especially since we had no communication about this whatsoever.
Exactly. Yeah. So next time I got you. Next time we do one of these, I'm going first.
I'm fucked. I'm screwed.
And you're like, oh, I'm gonna. No, this is, again, it's a fun exercise. We would love for AEW to kind of take some of these ideas and do, a Great American Bash style summer tour, maybe down the road. Maybe this is something that, just lives in the dreams of people like us. But it's fun, and you're thinking about different venues and you're thinking about different storylines you bring into this and new wrestlers that could debut. So everything is pretty cool, and everything is a lot of a lot to stew over.
Even if they're not going to run with the Great American Bash style, just book some of these venues, please.
Yeah.
It'll look so cool.
Yeah. I know. I like the amphitheater look in the summertime. It's probably hard to book the amphitheaters in the summer because they are pretty heavy with concerts. Because I was like, oh, I'm booking Red Rocks. Then I look and I'm like, well, there's another show at Red Rocks, so I can't really book Red Rocks. But I'm like, fuck this. I'm booking Red Rocks. Cow Palace, by the way, wide open for the whole month of August. Not a thing to book. You could have the whole summer tour in the Cow Palace if you decide to do it.
My first show coming out of the pay-per-view was almost at the Cow Palace.
That would have been awesome. That's actually a great idea. I thought about Daly's Place, but apparently that's under construction. That's not opening until they open up the new stadium in Jacksonville. So,
okay.
So yeah, that won't be ready. But that puts a pin in our summer plans. These shows will run us until the July timeframe, mid-July. Yeah. So we hope everybody enjoys the AEW summer season. If we get any of these right, please let us know in the comments,
please,
and just to kind of give us a nudge of like, hey guys, you're on the right page here. So
if anything at any of these shows winds up actually happening, we need to know because
exactly
we know then we know that Tony's listening.
Tony's listening. Yeah, listen. There's 6 degrees of separation between us and Tony Khan. Let's just put it that way, and we can close that gap pretty fast. So, with that being said, for my my summertime tag team partner, Tom Schultz, this is Mike Madden. We hope you guys have a great night. We will see you at the matches.